Hello, amazing people of the tube. So I want to talk to you guys about one of my favorite films of all time, man. Donnie Darko. This is an incredible movie. It's one of those movies where it didn't have a massive budget, but the acting, the producing, the writing, man, the story, it just an amazing story. And a lot of people don't fully understand what's going on in the movie, even if they watch it a couple times, right? They might get the gist of it, but they don't fully grasp the entirety of what's occurring. So the movie starts off with Donnie Darko. He's sleepwalking constantly, or even sleep biking, right? And this one day, this aircraft engine falls out of the sky and literally breaks through the roof of his house and into his bed. But he's been sleepwalking, so he's okay. People thought he might have died, but no, he wasn't there at all, right? So then later on, he meets his girlfriend. And when they meet, she asks him his name, and he says, Donnie Darko. And she goes, that sounds like a superhero's name. And he replies, what makes you think I'm not one, right? And he doesn't know he's a superhero at this point. He's just confused, young, scared, right? And the movie consistently touches on these two extremes of love and fear, right? Even though essentially they are both the same thing. But in the movie, it's presented as two separate things. And he even gets into it with the teacher, arguing about, like, what about all the other emotions? You can't just put two emotions and then, and forget about the rest. And the teacher's like, no, these are the extremes. So essentially, the aircraft engine it went through a time loop, like a fracture in time in the universe. It went through from one universe to another, and therefore it is now out of place. And because this engine is out of place, his entire universe is about to implode. Whether implode or explode, it doesn't matter. It's going under, right? And in the movie, you start noticing that every single thing that's happening is connected to another thing, and everything is important. And he's on this journey of, he's in puberty, he's afraid, he's becoming a man, he's in love, he's in all these things, and he's seeing this giant rabbit called Frank that's now helping him on his journey. And later on, you find out that he actually killed Frank, because Frank actually accidentally killed his girlfriend. So because the airplane engine is out of place, there's essentially good and evil, and they're trying to rip Donnie Darko in two separate directions, right? Because at the end of the movie, he has a huge choice to make. So throughout the movie, you start seeing how one group is completely miseducating, misleading, lying, doing all these things just to take away his ability of making the correct choice, right? Like the pervert, the one that had the kiddie porn and stuff. Like, that dude keeps trying to tell him, like, how he's living a life of fear, and this is fear, and blah blah blah. And he's not buying his shit, and he goes, I think you're the Antichrist, and the teachers flip out and they kick him out. But on the other hand, you see the rabbit is helping him, his girlfriend is helping him. So once his girlfriend dies, and once all these, like the stories with his teacher, with the old lady that tells him every living creature on Earth dies alone, you know? And she wrote a book on time travel, and she helped him out, right? And everything is indirect, it's subtle. It's like whispers in someone's ear, just like how she, the old lady, whispered in his ear that every living creature dies alone. And he had to accept that is the factual truth of all living things. So in the end, he realizes, because he's on a time schedule, the rabbit told him, you have like 28 days, however many hours, minutes, seconds, until the universe ends, you know? So time is ticking, and now he realizes what he needs to do and the sacrifice he needs to make, which makes him the superhero he really is. And that is, before that airplane engine actually crashes into his room, he's supposed to time travel back and be in his room. This way, I'll say this as well. So there's a scene from the movie that's been cut, and it's in the classroom, and the teacher, his female teacher, is playing this cartoon of these rabbits that are essentially going to be dying, right, in this event. And at the end of the film, Donnie goes like, I don't get it, man. Like, what's the point of this bullshit? You know, like, these are rabbits. They fuck. They're horny, and they're cute. They're not even afraid of death. You know what I'm saying? And his girlfriend corrects him in the class and goes, no, you know, this was, someone created this, and they put their time and emotions into it, and therefore that's why we are invested in it. And the teacher goes, well, how about the art of storytelling? Like, we are the rabbits, and the only thing that saved the rabbits was ex machina. Now, I don't fully know what ex machina means. I'm sure I could look it up, but it means machine. I don't know what the X part is for, but it's machine. So that machine, that engine, had to go back into its correct timeline so the universe doesn't implode. But he's also out of place because he survived. So he has to sacrifice himself in order to save everything he loves and the universe, to correct a major misbalance in the universe. And that's what that movie is really about. It's his journey into accepting his fate and his role and the sacrifice he needs to make as a man, to face his fear, overcome it, and yet do what needs to be done. And just like the old woman that whispered in his ear, every living thing dies alone, he ended up dying hysterically laughing, knowing he finally realized the truth of his abilities and what he's there for. Amazing movie. If you guys haven't seen it, watch it. It's an oldie but a goldie. Anyways, solo YOLO bolo.